Is that who I think it is? The 43 of Jose out here in second?
Oh!
Look at these guys, man. So much movement back there. They really need to hold it together. I mean, these final laps, another wreck, guys. 2 cars back there. These guys are just getting insane. We have Deadly Bomb, Jose, Rabbit, Pro Boss on the outside. 4 to go.
The 88 has wrecked now. They're just dropping like flies. It's like a 90s slasher film. Just one by one, they're falling by the wayside.
No. I gotta say, this has been absolutely crazy. We have somebody getting below the apron. That was Rabbit. Somehow saves it. A heck of a save, but Deadly Bomb.
Save.
Absolutely. Deadly Bomb gets a nice little boost from that.
And Deadly Bomb, he has a lead, but we've seen...
He keeps hitting the apron.
And he got the apron!
J-Mac, I don't even know what to think.
Who wants to win this race?
I don't know. We have Mordog in second, Deadly Bomb in first. We have Rabbit in third, Jose in fourth.
Oh, that is Mordog. That's not the 88. Oh, gosh, I can't...
So many moves going on, so many people hitting the apron, so many squirrely drivers out there. I mean, you're lucky to survive, much less get the top 3 even. As you can see, there's not much of a field left. Yeah, I mean, you're winning if you can bring the car home in one piece. Exactly.
Oh, the 20.
All right, guys, we're going to do a quick mic check. Make sure everything is going good tonight. Hope everyone is doing well. All right, everything sounds really good. So, man, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to AKA's opening night cup race here at Daytona, presented to you by Shake and Bake Racing. These drivers, they have anxiously awaited for this night to come. So much preparation has come into play for this very moment, dialing the car in to get every ounce of speed and handling possible, going over every strategy for pit road that you can think of to get ahead of your competition, and finally, hoping to survive the big one. We've all seen it. This is Daytona, so it's gonna get crazy tonight. Good luck to these drivers as we get ready to go green here tonight. And as always, we have J-Mac Attack in the booth here tonight, so welcome to the booth, J-Mac.
I feel welcomed to the booth. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I would not have you. And we do have 3 guests here tonight. We have AKA Mordog, we have Wonder, and we also have Rock NASCAR. They are going to be our in-race reporter, so if you want to give a quick hi out there, guys.
What's going on? Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the booth. You'll be hearing from these drivers tonight as hopefully we won't have too many cautions, but if we do, if we have a caution, we will be getting in an in-race interview with these guys, see what's going on track and see what's happening out there. But tonight, 100 laps, 22 laps for fuel, I do believe. These guys will be running high 43s to possibly low 44s to lap time. Stages are going to be around 30 for the first, 30 for the second, and 40 for the last. So technically they should only have to take 1 pit stop for each stage. We'll see. Like I said, if cautions happen, more than likely these guys are going to go get some fuel. They're going to get fresh tires, make sure they can get everything they can out of those cars. But of course, pit strategy will come in play tonight. J-Mac, I'm looking forward to tonight. I don't know what you think is going to happen. It's Daytona. The track is narrow compared to Talladega. What do you think we're going to see tonight?
Well, it's usually, when you get Daytona or Talladega, you get 2 things. You either get a boring single-file train, or you get wild, crazy wreckingness as everyone's trying to vie for position. So we might see a little bit of both. We might see some tame let's log some laps action, and you might see some people trying to get to the front and trying to race every lap like it's the last. So who knows? It'll be interesting to see how these guys approach this race, how they're, what kind of personalities they want to have tonight, if they want to be if they want to help a lot of people, if they're really easy on their competitors, or if they're very aggressive with their competitors. So we'll see.
Absolutely. And, we've seen a lot of drivers. Some drivers have the personality where they just hang back. They let things happen and they'll make a move when they want to. And I was listening to More Dog and Wonder before the race. Both of them are saying, you know what? I'm just going to hang back, chill, let things happen. If there's a space for me to move into, I'm going to take it. But unless that happens, I'm going to try to keep my nose clean and just race this out. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I want to give a quick shout out to chat. What's up, guys? It is almost go time. It is the season opener tonight. I'm very excited. We have quite a good season ahead of us. So I'm excited to see what they're going to bring tonight. Last week, you guys saw the race. They went to Atlanta for the pre-race, for the preseason race. And it was crazy. It was crazy. A lot of guys running single file along the bottom and then varying it up. We had a couple of cautions. But I think tonight, I hope that we're going to see a lot more patience. But it is Daytona. We're going to see the big one. I guarantee it. But hopefully, until those final few laps, we're going to see a lot of patience tonight. There is a lot of drivers out there, though. So it should be very, very exciting. I'm kind of curious, too. We saw Deadly Bomb out there last week. I don't think he is out there tonight. He was the winner at Atlanta. Very talented driver, and we have a ton of talent out there. We have Jose, which we saw up front. More Dog, Wonder, he's out there racing up front. Rock NASCAR is, I do believe, a newer driver for racing in here. But I can tell you what, the guy is crazy fast, very, very talented. So I'm excited to see what he can do tonight and talk to him during those cautions and see how he's feeling. I mean, his car, he's always got a strong one, so it should be very cool to see him moving up through that field. J-Mac, who are you looking forward to watching tonight?
Well, it's a plate race, so just about anybody, really. It's going to be who has that car dialed in and who can work the draft and who survives when the field shuffles itself, whether by wrecks or those big whoa moments, or getting onto pit road. Getting onto pit road is going to be a very, very interesting event.
Absolutely.
How these guys manage to the choreography of pit stops, who you go in with, making sure you don't go in by yourself, that sort of thing. It's going to be a very, very interesting undertaking. These guys trying to get down to pit road speed and then, not run over each other at the same time.
Absolutely. And if you have raced this game, you know how pit road works. If you are stacked up and you all are going in together, I don't know. They shouldn't have an issue with this. I do believe they have flags on, so that will slow them down. However, if you run in there fast and you do it with more than 2 or 3 people, you're going to have a cluster going in there. You can hit each other out of pits. You can wreck each other. So luckily, I don't think we're going to see that too much tonight. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to do what J-Mac is talking about and go in there as a single car. If you come out of pits and you're single, you're just going to be at a disadvantage, absolutely, compared to everyone else who has a partner to work with. So that's something that they're going to have to strategize with others with. So that'll be really cool to see who is working with who, how they work together. Are they catching the people in front of them? I guarantee we're going to see different packs tonight. Once we have a couple of cautions, they're going to spread out. So we're going to see teamwork, a lot of teamwork tonight. Mr. Nash, yeah, you just had a plate race with a slab of ribs. That sounds really good for tonight. Make sure to get those snacks out. We have a lot of people in chat already, so I want to welcome you all to the stream, and I hope you're enjoying it. The race should get started any second now. They are skipping qualifying, so they're just going straight at it. It is a plate track, and, you can qualify, but he decided, let's just go straight to racing tonight, so it should be very exciting. However you end up in the lobby is how you're starting.
Watch out for Skabowski and Rock NASCAR if those two get locked in
Justin,
together.
we did not. We should be getting started, and we have we do need invites.
Alright, I invited Party to Game.
Apparently we have a few that are not racing tonight. We have 15 in the field. So hopefully that will clean things up and keep the race going. I still have not received an invite though.
More dogs sent it.
Yeah, I just sent one out about 10 seconds ago.
Well. Yeah, I definitely did not get an invite. That's a new one.
God.
J-Mac, did you get an invite?
I did indeed.
Why didn't I
There
get
you
an
go.
invite? Craziness.
I sent you one.
I invited Party to Game. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I have not gotten one at all.
Yeah, I seen it come through too.
Invite to a game. Invite sent. Hooray, Xbox.
I got that one. All right.
That's good.
We're getting rolling. That was a little sweat moment right there. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to Daytona season opener. Let's get this thing started.
Enjoy this loading screen.
Remember, these guys are on setups. It is going to be fast. They're going to be a little bit more loose than if you were on default. So, we have to keep that in mind. And you guys know the apron here is insane. You touch it, and you can definitely go up and hit the guys on the high side. Not what you want to do. That
Not
can
sure
cause
what
a
lap they're on,
huge,
but they're
huge
all
wreck.
Already pretty much in a single file line, just to let you know. Just to let the crowd out there know, they've gotten single file.
Lap 3.
All right. Here we go. Definitely single file. I see someone out there. We'll call them a lagging wagon, but my goodness, they are definitely single file, long line. We have the 9 car of Pro Boss out there in the lead. We have the 22 car directly behind him in second place, and I'll tell you what, man, that is a definite long line. We have some stragglers out there, but the field is a lot smaller this week, J-Max, so I'm hoping that we're going to have a pretty clean race this week.
Well, it looks like they have their minds started on having a clean race at least. Everybody's playing nice right now. Look like, not sure exactly how the restart went, but seemed like it was probably pretty clean if they were able to get straightened out with this many cars still in that lead pack.
You notice they're staying off of that apron. I mean, a smart move. There's kind of grooves that you can get into, and they're making sure they're staying off of that. Like I said, if you hit that going into the turn, you're done. It is something you don't want to do, and there's glitches going into each turn and coming out of the turns, and that would be absolutely devastating to these cars if they did hit that. I'm afraid, I hope that we don't see that tonight, but I have a feeling we might see it one time at least.
The worst glitch definitely is that one out of turn 2. That one has bitten many a driver in its time.
All right. Let's take a look at some of these other drivers here. We're looking at the 31 car. It looks like he has a partner, the 31 of Rock NASCAR out here. He is driving with the 42 of MDL. I'm not sure what happened to these guys, if they're just chilling, hanging back. You can see that crew above them, and that, man, that is a huge pack. But for now, these guys are on an island all by themselves.
Yep, you have a line of about 13 cars, and then you go all the way back, and there's the 31 and the 42 drafting together. So definitely 2 different schools of thought going on right now.
Absolutely. We're out here with the 4 car If you guys remember, he was Happy Harvick once upon a time. We've broadcasted and watched him out there before. We have a car off track, getting back on and managed to save it. Looks like it was Wonder. But 4-car, he is out here tonight as Freaky Fast. So welcome back to him. But a very long single file line tonight. I have a feeling we're going to see quite a race in stage 3. But for now, they're playing it smart, just trying to get through these laps.
Early pit stop by the 88 car. Looks like that might be a strategy some of these guys are going to play. He was a Lone Ranger, it looked like, so not sure what that is, but maybe worried about making it all the way to the end of the stage on fuel, I would assume.
Where do you have some moves being made? The 22 goes on the outside of Pro Boss. We have a 3-car line going up here on the high side, trying to make some moves, trying to get things moving. The 22 car kind of came down on Pro Boss. Pro Boss is okay. 22 left the guys on the high side out to hang, but comes back trying to give him a little bit of draft. Working both sides, the high side and the low side.
Really nice job of making that outside line work by those guys. And then once the 22 took the lead, that's his prerogative. He can, if he wants to block that inside line, he can.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see he's working both sides, trying to keep that high side up here, trying to work both of them up, high and low. We are going 3 wide. We have the 12 car of Rabbit right in the center, 22 cars into the wall. You see him fall back just a little bit, but Rabbit getting swallowed up on the outside. Pro Boss back to the lead.
Yeah, he just got hung out there. He went up to help the outside line, and then Rabbit was like, thanks, I'll take that spot, and put him in a real bad position. And it looked like he was trying to kind of give way there and not sure if he just got in the wall or got put in the wall. But, yeah, that was a bad deal for the 22.
Absolutely. He'll make it back up there. It's still early in the race. We did see a low pack. And then we saw a pack hanging on the outside. That outside, it is so hard to make it work, especially if you have less cars than the low side. So those guys had to tuck back in. They're going to make another go at it. If they can make this work, they can potentially take a lead over that low side. Nice work maneuvering around here. These guys have a nice line.
That outside line trying to get some momentum ginned back up, but right now the bottom lane is prevailing by all the car lengths now, as the top line has to fall back in line behind the front line.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of give and take tonight. You're going to see a lot of people checking up for each other, making sure that they're not crowding each other. I mean, you can easily look like a sardine out here. I mean, if you have an incident and the guy in front of you hits the apron or moves up and you get your nose chopped, it can easily be disastrous. So these guys are really going to have to be patient, work together, and make sure they communicate. If you have those 3 things, you're going to have what we have right here, which is a great race. These guys are really racing well together and doing a great job out there. J-Mac, who are you watching?
Very aggressive. I'm watching the 12 of Rabbit just trying to make something happen. He keeps on leaning back, and then getting a run, but just can't get enough help, and he's just slowly losing position by position, and he might fall all the way back to the back here. It looks like the 3 is going to maybe give him room. Nope. He's going to shut that door.
Yeah, he is just falling back.
Oh.
A couple of cars off track. Can they save it? Coming back on track. They do it cleanly. It looks like we are still good to go, but and I'll tell you what, Rabbit was getting left out to dry on that outside. He was doing everything he could to find a hole to get back on the inside, but it just was not working. And I do believe they were catching up to a car that was coming off pit road. I don't know if he is somehow mixed in, but I do not see him out in front of them anymore.
He has not. He is about half the straightaway behind them, half the front stretch behind this field. But yeah, it looked like the 12, there wasn't a hole, so he tried to make him one. Either that or maybe got a little loose. Something happened there, but yeah, he just came down into the 41, and that kind of mixed this field up a bit.
We're right now here with that 48 car of, I do believe that's EVR Lucky Dog. He is out here tonight. We saw him last week, did a great job out there. You can see the movement of this line, everyone trying to keep it steady. Like I said, they are on setups. It is a little bit more loose, so you gotta give and take and to be able to make this work, and they are doing a great job. And so far, no cautions here tonight. When people have gone off track, they've done a great job of getting back on without causing any kind of incident. So I commend them a lot tonight. Great job. That is a long line, J-Mac. Absolutely crazy.
6 cars right now, or 7 cars, I believe, in that front pack, all in a straight line, and then a long way back, about a third of the front straight, to the second group of cars. It's just a duo, and then even further back, all the way on the opposite side of the track is the 88. You have cars kind of all over the place right now, as things have gotten a little wild. Like I said, you're just gonna have to roll the dice and get lucky when these little mini incidents happen. Like, they're not gonna be full-blown wrecks, but you're gonna have these small instances where guys bump into each other or get in the wall a little bit, and those are the things you're gonna have to survive.
I'm watching Sapper and Rabbit. These two both fell back quite a distance from that front pack. They are able to work together. We have a guy pitting right now, but so far they are doing great. Fortunately for them, they are going to have a stage to catch back up. But for right now, they're going to continue to fall back just a little bit, considering there's just 2 of them.
Yeah, you're going to have a pretty big line if you're going to be able to do anything with this front group. They're going to be making hay, and it probably... I don't know if they'll be able to catch the guys in the back, but that 88 car looks like he's in danger of falling a lap down just by himself right now.
Definitely. We're back here in this front pack. We have the 43 car of Jose. He is hanging on here. You can tell he is being extremely patient, giving some room off that guy in front of him. He's not losing the pack, but he definitely is not hanging right on them. It's a great way in case something happens. He has the time to be able to move out of the way to stay out of that. It's a great way to be driving right now, especially since it's just stage 1. We have a few laps left. Can one of you drivers let me know how many laps you have left?
Coming up on 12 to go.
All right, you heard it right there. They have 12 to go, so we still have a few laps to go, and I'm curious if some of these guys are going to be pitting with coming up with just a few laps left, but after that, yeah, they're definitely on the timetable to be pitting, so they should be pitting in the next few laps.
This will be the next thing you have to survive, or the green flag stops. So
absolutely,
this will separate the field, and then you get the randomizer of the pit road timer. So we'll see who can come out of this, because I doubt that the front 7 that running order is going to look exactly the same after this round of pit stops.
Looks like we have Doc Holliday's MDL and another car out here working together. I'm sure these guys are going to be going into the pits together. I'm very curious, out of that first group, are they all going to go in together? That's something that we're going to have to watch. We've seen it time and again where we've had people get hooked up and have an incident going into pits, so hopefully these guys don't run into that issue, because it's definitely possible. Al Nash, you guessed it. Yeah, they're hoping for a caution. I mean, it's just the 2 of them, and they definitely need it. If not, It is a stage coming up, and that will catch them all up together.
That's the thing. You definitely don't want to go in all together, because then that creates a situation where, you know, the greatest chance for chaos happens, but then you don't want to go in by yourself, because then you don't have any draft help, and you'll get swallowed by the field and lose this group and lose your chance at some stage points here. So that's where a lot of communication and help and just reaction to what you see in front of you comes into play.
Absolutely. And you know what I've done several times during league races is, if I'm working with a large group like this, what we'll do is we'll usually split it up in half. We'll take 3 or 4 cars and we'll all go into the pits spread out so we're not having any incidents. And the rest will go on for a lap and then they'll pit. Usually you're able to meet up all together if it works out and everything goes smoothly. It is something that they could try, but I'm interested to see what they will do, especially now that we're coming up on a few laps. Are they going to take 4 tires? Are they going to take 2? Are they going to take fuel? Who knows? Especially if you have a stage coming up, they could decide to take all the tires and everything then, or do it now. It's just pit strategy. What are they going to do?
I gotta pit within 4 laps. I got 4 laps to win, so gotta happen soon.
Twisted Demon and Beamish, thank you so much for the follow. I really, really appreciate it. All right, more dog. We're gonna hear from you. How is your car running out here tonight? Let's take a look, see if we can find you out here.
It's running smooth. I'm perfectly fine. I've been at the back of the line in every line so far. Just keep missing little mishaps, and I'm just sitting in the back of this back.
You know, it's a lot of people are just spread out. Like we said, it's gonna happen. It's Daytona. These guys are running a really, really clean race, though. Great racing tonight. We have, over the radio, someone said that the leader will be coming in over the next couple of laps. So, let's take a look. We have 3 cars so far going into the pits. 48 did wreck going into pit road.
Very nice job.
Let's see what happened.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, look at that. The 48 trying to get back into pit road. He's got a lot of people coming up behind him. We see another one miss pit road. It's just, that's just how Daytona works. Yeah, you're going in there with a lot of people. It's going to happen. You see the 3, the 48, the 31, I do believe.
The 42 driving backwards, I don't believe NASCAR officials would be appreciative of that one.
Come to the NASCAR holler. As Dion says, when do things ever go smoothly? I mean, it's so true. It's so true. Expect the unexpected. We have that 12 car Rabbit and Sapper still working together. Look at that exit.
To see these strategies, who these guys who whether they decide to set themselves up for the next run by, you know, full fuel, 4 tires, all that, or if they're setting themselves up for stage points, you know, maybe a 2 tire, no tire stop and just enough fuel to get to the end.
Absolutely. That's what I'm curious about. You know, if it were me, the season opener stages really matter right here. So what I would do, I would probably take what would bring me the least amount of time. That way I can get back on track and make sure I can get some stage points. It's very important that they do this. It helps your points and everything else. So I'm curious what they did. We'll see it. I'm sure that they discussed it together, what they're taking. The next 3 leaders, they went in. We have Rabbit in and we have Sapper in. These guys are coming out. Very, very good pit exit here.
Jose has also pitted, and Freaky Fast, and also the 19 car.
He's back on track. That is Jose of the 43. He's got a couple of people coming up behind him of the 41 of Ramsett. Unfortunately, Jose came out a little bit behind, so the group that he went in with, he is no longer with. Hopefully, well, I was hoping that the 88 would be able to bring him back up there, but the 88 is off and running of Lock D Mitch, so he is out there and off and going. We have the top 3 guys out there running together.
I've noticed these guys do not have a merge rule like we have in our league, so I was really worried about it being a little hairy, but it seems like everyone minded their P's and Q's, exiting pit road and keeping it down and letting these guys have a lane up top, and didn't seem like there was an incident with that.
Definitely. And you can see how spread out these guys are. We're on board with Mordog right now. He is pushing Pro Boss. These guys are working together. They are coming up on another car, so hopefully they can get attached and get moved on those people ahead of him. But only a few more laps until the stage ends, and there's going to be probably a little bit of a passing going on here to make sure they get those stage points. J-Mac, do you know where the leader is?
I believe that would be the 41 car that is going into turn 1 right now.
Let's see if we can get to him. I think I just passed him up.
Or it might be the 4. I don't know. It's really...
Boss, me, and Jose are 3rd, 4th, 5th. And 19 is...
Okay, so...
Okay,
40...
so that would be the 41 car is your tail of the lead lap, and the 4 car is your leader.
So we have Happy... Well, he was Happy Harvick. He is now Freaky Fast. He is out there as your leader. We have the 19 car behind him of Little Wing. We saw him race out here last week. Struggled just a little bit, but he did pretty good out here considering he is newer. A little bit squirrely, Little Wing having to give up just a little bit, make sure that they are all good to go. But that's the give and take I'm talking about, guys. If you are not doing that, there is going to be a caution. But so far, during the stage 1, no caution.
And those little incidents, they are created by pushing really hard because you get that bumper lock in this game, and that makes these cars so squirrely. And if you aren't mindful of it, then bad things are going to happen.
Once they cross this line, which they just did, that should be the last lap for the stage 1. I think Harvick, unless the 19 car is going to try to pass him, Harvick should be able to take the lead of the stage 1. 19 car gets on that apron. It shoves him up to the wall. He loses him just a little bit. Look at that pack behind him, though. He's got a pack of 4 cars. These guys have the ability to make this very, very interesting. I don't know if they're going to get there in time, though. We're going into 3, so we'll see what happens. But I don't think they're going to be able to get to them.
Yeah, it looked like the 19 was trying to get a run together, and when he popped down low to get the draft off the 4, he popped down just a little too low and got the apron.
All right, that is the end of stage 1. We have Harvick, or I keep calling him Harvick. We have Freaky Fast taking home the stage 1 points for the top. We have the 19 car of Little Wing. He is out there taking 2nd for the stage points. Great race so far. I'm curious what these guys are going to do for pit strategy. A little variation with this, guys. We saw different pit strategies because Pro Boss was the one who was leading the race until he went into the pits. So obviously different working here going into pit strategy.
Not sure what position it was for, but a great race between the 22, 14, and 48. EVR Lucky Dog tried to get Wonder there at the line after pushing Wonder past the 22, but just wasn't quite able to get alongside of him before the start-finish line.
Wonder, how's your car acting right now, and what's your pit strategy, if you don't mind sharing?
Well, I kind of fell behind lap 7, got donkey kicked there with a little lag. Lost the draft and was pretty much riding around there till didn't want to lose a lap. So got 4 and fuel and back in it again here.
Here we go. The start of stage 2. We have Rabbit in the lead and 10 of Expert Toaster on the outside. Freaky Fast in second on that inside. These guys are off and running. Great start for stage 2 so far.
Yep, looks like Rabbit and Toaster, they did the setup for the next stage with their pit stop, while a lot of the other, pretty much the rest of the field was just trying to race it out and was a little more conservative with their pit strategy.
A lot of movement going in on that inside line. I saw Pro Boss getting a little loose, almost hitting that apron, causing a little bit of a stir on that high side, but they were able to hold it together and keep it going. But man, that high side, it is brutal trying to be out there. Pro Boss making the moves on the outside, trying to get that thing moving, and they're catching up just a little bit on that from that inside line. Oh,
big wreck in the back.
Huge wreck. Jose, I saw him get into the wall. I don't know if he had help getting in there, but he made a sudden right turn into that wall, and off they went. That's going to be your first caution of the night, guys.
It's getting squirrely, Wonder.
Frozen, we always have the stage where the cautions happen, and
usually stage 2
the
sees
first
the
stage
most.
was nice and green, and stage 2 usually everyone kind of has a little bit more confidence in their cars, and they do a little bit more with them, and
sometimes cautions happen.
They're trying to set themselves up for the final run to start the final stage, and things get a little wild.
All right, this is going to be another 30 laps, guys. So far, great. We're going to have another start here to go green. Let's see if we have anybody changing up pit strategy. Rabbit is still in first. Pro Boss still leading that outside, and off they go for green flag number 2. A nice line. These guys are holding it together really well. Pretty bunched up on that low side. They're gonna have to watch that. Looks like Pro Boss is trying to squeeze, and he got a bump into the wall. They didn't like that so much. So far, they're looking okay, though.
And again, much like last week's exhibition race at Atlanta, you're gonna find out whose car's really good based on if that outside lane can hang with the inside lane for a little while. Remember, you had to have like the perfect 2-3 cars leading that outside line for them to stand a chance on these restarts, and that contact notwithstanding, it seemed like the 9 was pretty good, but we'll have to see going forward.
Absolutely. We are on board with 31 of Rock NASCAR. He is currently in 4th place right now. We have Pro Boss, who is falling back on that outside. Just not a lot of help out there. Just 3 cars versus the entire inside line. Not a good place to be. It is a sinking feeling to be out there and just watching the numbers fall.
Ooh, Pro Boss
Huge line.
found a hole that was about the exact length of a car.
Once again, they are making this a single file line, just trying to ride it out a little bit. The Pro Boss keeps peeking out there, but no one is going with him. As soon as I say that, we have Jose out there trying to give him help, but man, they are just falling like a brick. We have Expert Toaster underneath the yellow out there trying to find his way back up the track, but I'll tell you what, not a good place to be either, especially going into the turn. Luckily, he found himself a home back on the track.
Front 6, 7 or single file, then it's 2x2. It's just a gaggle of guys trying to get down to that bottom line.
20 to go at the line. These guys are doing pretty well. Only 1 caution so far. Pit strategy has worked out pretty well for these guys. Really, it's going to show once we get into stage 3 with the final few laps to go. It's going to come down to teamwork. If you can manage to stay in a pack and also pit strategy. You gotta work in a team, though. If you don't have that, you are literally going nowhere quickly unless you somehow get so far out in front of the field. But this is definitely a track about teamwork.
And now every car in the field is in a straight line.
They're in a straight line. Tinold, I gotta tell you, I don't know if they are racing with damage on. I know that flags are on.
They are not.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine that they are because those cars are looking pretty clean. The damage model on this is not exactly accurate also. So that's something that they'll, I'm sure, will be improving. But for now, flags on, stages on, all that stuff, but no damage for now.
22 of Holiday just got shuffled out of line. I'm not sure what happened. I saw Toaster again below the yellow line. Not sure if he's getting sent down there or if he's forcing his way down there, but
he's got a nice little race going on with Expert Toaster. Rabbit is out there on the inside, but man, somehow Expert Toaster was hanging on to that on the outside. He's got the 31 car behind him of Rock NASCAR doing a great job pushing him out there. But Expert Toaster is falling back on that outside. It's a tough place to be. You really have to make sure that you have people that are going to go with you.
sometimes it's hard, though. You get a run on a guy, and you almost have to go to the outside just to avoid him, and because your options are, let off and, have a hard stop, and then you stack up the field as this outside line seems to have something going.
Someone giving the outside wall just a little kiss. Luckily, it didn't seem to affect him too much, but definitely not something that you want to be doing. That high side, again, is hard, and we're only seeing two of them out there.
And I think I jinxed him.
It's the booth jinx, man. It happens, I gotta tell you. But so far, it's just a lot of singular driving. One car stuck on the outside. I'm sure he's going to be trying to fight to find a way home back down.
2 laps ago, he was in second, and now he is next to last in this line.
Red, what's up? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hope you're doing well. Expert Toaster, after going on the outside, we saw him in third place once the stage started. And look at this, guys. He has fallen back all the way from just trying to make that outside work. Sometimes you just can't make it happen. We have Jose in the 43 car directly in front of him. And same with him. He was racing out front for that first stage. This stage, trying to make that outside work. Actually, he got involved in an incident earlier, which started with him, I do believe, so he fell back from that.
And all that stack up, Lock D Mitch has lost the draft. The 88 car is now about half of the front stretch behind this line of cars, so he's going to need I don't think there's enough time for the field to catch him here, but he's going to have to hustle to make sure he stays on the lead lap.
Absolutely. It's a tough spot to be in. A very tough spot to be in. It's not something, it's not a track where I would be confident in running by myself. I mean, just watching that entire pack just get smaller and smaller. I don't know. Maybe something will happen, a caution will happen or something. Until then, he is just, like I said, an island all on his own. Hopefully something will happen for him, though.
Like we've heard some of our drivers say, field strategy is going to be a very, very interesting thing here, because you have these guys at the back who are, leaving about a full car length, 2 car lengths between themselves and the guy in front, and they're definitely not going to be running full throttle around here. They're going to be half throttle at least. So it'll be interesting to see how this all works out.
Absolutely. We're watching that 3 car of More Dog. He's in third place right now, running very, very strong. He's got Little Wing behind him, and I'll tell you what, he's given a couple of bumps in this line. These guys are all over each other, but Mordog is doing a pretty darn good job of making sure that he is giving the guys in front of him room. That way, if they need to check up or if they get loose, he's not going to get caught up in that. He's got a little room to let them catch themselves and not have something happen. Very smart move on his part. We are coming down to the final several laps, though. It's true.
I've saved a lap and a half so far. I gotta save another lap.
We do have Mordog. That was Mordog right there saying that he's saving a lap and a half hanging off. I mean, it's definitely a strategy also. It helps on multiple levels, and that's one way to do it. 4 car up into the wall just a little bit. He had a little bit of a contact with that 19. 19 car is a little shaky out there. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen him a couple of times, and we have the 4 car just hitting that wall several times, and he has fallen all the way back to the back of the pack. Once again, J-Mac, a very, very long line. I'm just waiting. Everyone, I have a feeling that everyone is just a little nervous trying to make that outside. We've seen so many people try it. Try to make some moves on that outside. But you got to worry about who's going with me. And of the people that are going with me, can they make that outside work? Can they hold a good enough line to make that work? There's so many factors that go into it that right now, we're just seeing everyone in a single file line. Probably the best move to do for now until we get to the final few laps of stage 2.
I'm not so sure it's people popping out of line trying to make a move as much as it is just getting forced out of line, because it's usually happening right there in the middle of that accordion as these guys are letting off on each other.
We have scheduled pit stop coming up soon, and 10 to go at the line, I do believe. So we're coming up on the final several laps of stage 2. Only 1 caution so far tonight. I gotta tell you, I'm really proud of these guys. They've shown a lot of patience. Of course, we've had a couple of squirrely cars, but these guys are doing good.
Yeah, I've saved enough fuel. I've saved enough fuel, man. I've saved 2.5 laps.
You see Jose trying to make a move on the outside. No one follows him right now. He's trying to make something happen. He wants those stage points. These stage points matter a ton. If you can get those points and then possibly a win, you are ahead of so much everyone else quite a bit for points. So it's something that he's trying to make work, but no one is helping him out there tonight.
That was a lot of forward progress, though, for it just being him. That 43 car has a lot of steam behind it.
He sure did. He sure did. And he held his own for quite a while. Now he is falling back, but I'll tell you what. He did have quite a bit of draft going into their momentum. Just no one to help him.
Also, interesting note, it looks like the 31 car is hanging off of the 12. I guess he is opting to save fuel instead of push the 12, which makes me wonder if the 12 has been able to save anything out front. I doubt it. Definitely not as much as these guys in the middle of the field. But it's just interesting because this line doesn't really have that much speed behind it, given the way that they're driving right now.
And look at the 31 car. He's hanging off of Rabbit, the 12 car, quite a bit. He's not pushing him. I think he's trying to save fuel too. Not good for Rabbit. That lead car, they're going to be using up most of the fuel. They're out front. They're taking all that air going in. So that guy behind him of the 31, he is definitely saving. I see a lot of guys starting to spread out, talking about fuel strategy, trying to make some moves based on that. But Rabbit is not looking good for him. I think he's going to get at the short end of that stick. I do want to give a quick shout out to Red and Tanold. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying this race tonight. It's been pretty interesting so far, J-Mac.
It's just interesting how that works out. You think you get the strategy right and you get yourself in a great position to to start the second stage, and you lead a whole bunch of laps, and turns out you were doing the wrong thing.
It's tough, yeah. You know, I've been through quite a few races at super speedways where I'm just like, yeah, I'm out front. We're gonna get a lot of points here, and then pit strategy happens, and I'm the one that's using most of the fuel. Guys are saving, and at the end, hey, you know what? I gotta go in now, and they're out there still racing, and I'm falling back to like second or fifth or whatever. So it's something that you gotta think about. I've even seen guys move back and let other people pass them just so they can start saving and making that strategy happen. Five to go at the line. Now's where they need to come in for pit stops if they're going to do that. We might see some people, but I don't see any takers. So I'm curious if these guys have all saved enough fuel to get through the rest of this stage.
If these guys had crew chiefs, they'd be burning up their calculator right now.
Absolutely. I'm wondering how nervous Rabbit is. I'd love to talk to him right now. Is he confident? Does he have enough fuel? Does he have to go in? I would imagine that if he does have to go in, it's just going to be a splash and go. We'll see what happens, though.
Right now, it looks like his car forgot to put deodorant on because everyone is keeping a wide berth of it right now.
They are. No go. He does not go into the pits, man. I'll tell you what, I'm getting a little nervous out here. I don't feel that these guys, any of them really, are running to the full speed that they possibly can. Like I said, Rabbit is still out there running this kind of by himself. 31 is just kind of chilling, letting him take all the heat for this, and he's trying to save fuel out here.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, the 31 is so far off the 12 that the 12 isn't really getting that much of a push from it, and so this is not a very quick line, which
It's
honestly
not.
that would hurt some guys' ability to save in the back. So this is going to be definitely very interesting.
And I just heard over the radio, there are some guys that are cutting it super close. Contact between the 22 and the 4.
Oh.
We have 10 into the wall. Getting a little squirrely back there, but we do have some guys that are a lap short. Can they make it up? We only have a handful of laps left. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to hold off, and I guarantee Rabbit is one of those. A lot of movement here, guys. We have Pro Boss moving to the outside. We have the 22 car. Jose getting a little bit squirrely. They managed to hold it up, though.
All of this talking, all of this saving would be completely thrown out the window if these guys accordion up in just the right way and cause a caution. So that's another element we have to be worried about here.
Absolutely. And look how far that 31 car of Rock NASCAR is holding off of Rabbit. I mean, Rock is great. I've seen him out there. I've raced him before. I've actually known him for several years. Very talented guy, and he is one that knows what he's doing. He's got that pit strategy. He knows what he needs to do, and he's going to make it happen. He's extremely fast. When you have someone that is extremely
some of these guys
fast,
starting to get racy.
Here they go, guys. Now the real racing is coming out, though. I'm curious if we're going to have any takers for pit road, but we got some guys taking that high side, trying to make something happen. Pro Boss. We have about 4 or 5 guys out there on that high side.
Rock, are you good?
It's going to be close.
You hear it from Rock. He said it's going to be close. I'm very anxious to see. We have 31 car on Rabbit now. Giving him some pushing. I'm wondering who is the lap short for the pits. No one has taken to the pits yet, but I have a feeling we're going to see a few that have no choice.
I will be surprised. The 12 is out of fuel.
He's out.
Oh.
Push more, dog.
12 comes back on
in
track and just
field.
causes an entire wreck.
See that.
Absolutely insane.
31 of Rock NASCAR played it right, and that's going to be the stage win.
Wow. I would imagine there's going to be a lot of people that are not happy about that.
Well, he ran out of fuel so late, he pulled out of the way, but it was going into the corner, so he would have had to get rid of a lot of speed to be able to hold his line down there. Just a real unfortunate time to run out there, but
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how much you could have done about that, except give people warning a little bit more ahead of time, and get off the track sooner.
Or cut your losses and pit the lap before. That's the only real other option.
Yeah. We see the 31 car of Rock NASCAR. He is now leading for coming off that stage. He is the one that won stage 2. We are on stage 3, guys. Very interesting finish to the last one.
Did Ram not get going?
Roger, Pure Downtown, Boots Brown, No Limit Soldier, and Gravedigger. Thank you so much for the follow, guys. I hope you're enjoying the race. I hear a lot of commotion going on back here, y'all, making me nervous.
Yeah,
I ain't the right guy. I ain't the right guy.
We're out here with Freaky Fast on the outside. Another one trying to make that high side work, but he is just getting no help. The 22 car into the wall, wrecks it out, takes out another car with him. They fall back. Curious if that is going to be a caution. We don't have a caution yet, though.
They swallowed the stage 3. They don't call many cautions on stage 3 of this game. I don't know for what reason. They do not call many cautions.
We're out here with Rabbit, who was your leader in stage 2, but then ran out of fuel. He is solo running right now. I do believe, I'm not sure if he was, yeah, he was involved with the 22 car. Man, unfortunate events for him. Did such a great job, but being that lead car, I warned you guys, it's just something you're going to go through more fuel than the rest of the field, and he ran out, and unless he went in a lap before, there was not much he could do besides get out of the way sooner. J-Mac, who are you watching?
A little more hectic of a restart. I'm just watching this front line right here, which is gapped itself a little bit. There's 7 cars, I believe, in it. They are checking out.
Ride your line, I gotcha.
I would imagine this will be a faster-paced stage than that last one, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's no fuel to be saved at this point. Just racing now.
We have Rock NASCAR in the lead. We have Mordog in second. We have the 41 of Ramsit in third. A lot of tight-knit groups. Looks like we have pretty much 2 large groups going on here with a couple of stragglers in the back of the first pack, but 2 main groups going on here, and we'll see if they can get connected.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to lock onto you, Rock, here if I can. Maybe we can get locked up.
We have a car going on that high side. Looks like he might have made a little bit of contact with that outside wall, but he is still moving. Unfortunately, he has lost a lot of momentum coming up on those cars. Pro Boss is in front of him. I do believe that was Expert Toaster of the 10 car.
7-car field out front, and then about a quarter of the backstretch back to the 43 of Jose, and he has 4 cars with him, so a 5-car train trying to run down a 7-car train, and that math is not great.
I was just about to ask J-Mac, what do you think the odds are that these cars in the second pack will be able to catch those first cars in that pack?
It would take something happening like an accordion up, just everybody drafting just a little too hard at the wrong time, and a couple of these guys getting shuffled out and giving this second group some stragglers to latch onto, essentially, and help draft forward and to switch the numbers around in their favor.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Jose. I do believe this guy is on a controller, and I'm watching his line. He is holding a heck of a line for being on a controller. We have Freaky Fast in the 4-car directly behind him, and we see him getting a little bit squirrely. I don't know if he's getting some pressure from behind with that 48 car, but man, these guys are getting a little squirrely in that line, and that is definitely not going to help them catch up to that first pack.
I didn't know Jose
I don't know
ran
if it's on. I didn't know if it's on your screen or not. They're frozen, but the 4 is a little laggy. And remember, this is the time in the race. The past two, the past race we did, and then our Daytona League race, which was the longest league race of ours. The connection sort of degraded as it went. Everything kind of got a little bit wonkier as the race went on.
Absolutely.
So we'll have to see if that's going to be a thing that happens here.
Yeah, because these guys in this second pack, a lot of movement going on here. We see that 42 car just hanging off just a little bit, trying to give them some room to do what they need to do and to keep it straight. But yeah, that 4 car, I don't know if he was a little loose or if it was just lag, but there is a lot of movement coming from that car. We're back up here in that main pack. We have the 3 car and the 31 still in front of him. These guys are running a great tight line. I'm impressed with how many cars are in that first pack and how well they are holding that thing straight.
I think we've kind of entered that portion. These guys are wanting to get to that first pit stop. They're, I guess, the only pit stop of the stage. And to get through there, and then I imagine after that little shuffle, then the race is on.
You can see how tight these cars are, the 31, the 3, and the 41, directly on top of each other. We're going to have 30 laps to go. We've already ran 10 of them, so we're going to see, like J-Max said, what are they going to do for pit strategy? Who are they going to go in with? And how are they going to come out? We saw earlier Jose went in with 2 other people and they were so spread out. So it has spread everything out every time that they have made a pit stop. So what are we going to see for this one?
Brock, when you go in, I go in.
Copy.
No.
Tenold, I don't know. I don't know if all of them are on wheels. I think possibly most of them are, but I know we do have a couple of controller people out here, and they do a great job. I gotta give them credit.
Yep, I'm on controller.
Well, you got more dog who's on a controller. And as you can see, he is in the 3 car, and he holds a really, really good line. We have 5 people in that first pack. Very, very tight-knit. Oh, look, as soon as I say that, a little bit of movement, they're able to hold it.
Hit that underground
we have
bump.
2 cars holding off a little bit, which is good. Pro Boss is giving them plenty of room. We've seen it lots of times before. Give them a lot of room. Let them make sure that they have it straight. And then we have 10 car holding out at the rear of the first pack.
Not that it really matters that much in the video game version, but there are 4 Chevys and 3 Fords in the front 7 up here. Not sure at all where a Toyota is. If they're the first Toyota, I think, is the 19. He might be the only Toyota in the field. Who's back in the 3rd pack right now behind DVR Lucky Dog and the 4 of Freaky Fast, or that would be the 2nd pack.
Our Sierra looking good up here.
We have the 22 car out here. He is just solo running out here. And I'll tell you what, that's going to be a very, very boring race for him to be out there solo. I'm hoping maybe during pits that he can catch on to somebody. But even with that, if he hasn't gone in yet, he's eventually going to lose them. You can see in front of him he has a car, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to catch back up to him. I don't know if it'd be beneficial for them to get together and work together, but I don't know. That's going to be up to them to communicate that with each other, but for now, I'm feeling bad for that 22.
The 88 has spent a lot of time by himself in this race. Lock D Mitch, just really unfortunate positioning in all of these little mini incidents that have not brought out yellows. And,
absolutely.
He has once again found himself riding around all by his lonesome.
And we've seen Rabbit ever since that incident where he ran out of fuel. He's out there by himself. and another car that is solo. I do believe that was the car that was in front of, I think that was the 22 riding solo. So just unfortunate. We have 3.5 seconds separating the first pack versus the second pack. I have a feeling that the first pack is gaining from the second pack. I mean, this pack looks very, very glitchy, J-Mac. A lot of movement going on here. I don't know if lag is affecting these guys, but I have a feeling that it is.
I would not want to be part of that second pack at all.
No.
This first pack is just really smooth. They're laying off of each other. The front guys are pushing really hard, so there's a lot of speed in it. This is where you want to be. If you're not here, then you're not in the cool kid club, essentially.
You see how separated this second pack is, and I saw a lot of lag with that 19 car and the car behind him, so not something that you want to see. I know there's 3 guys that are pushing against each other right now. I know they're trying to make something happen, but look at that. We have the 4 car going up high. These guys are getting separated, and they can't do that. If they want to catch up to this front pack, they have to stay together and make it work. But I'm afraid that they are just losing each other even more.
It's visible by a lap. You can't even see that second group in the corner now, looking back from the 10 of Expert Toaster. If you're in the middle of the corner, you can't even see them. That's how far back they've fallen now.
Rock, I'm taking 2.
It's going to be tough, and you can hear these drivers out here talking pit strategy. We're going to see how it pays off for them. I personally think it's a great move. There's only a handful of laps left, and we're coming down. We're on stage 3. Pit strategy is everything at this point, and you have to work together. As Mordog said, they are in the pit window, so they have to make sure that they stay together and make those moves to win on the final few laps. Until then, there's no sense in working against each other.
That's the thing. You heard our leaders talking about 2 tires, and that's... If you're going to have to take a decent amount of fuel, you want that extra speed in the car. So there's no... I mean, we've seen and we've raced with people who, lived by the no tires, and they ended up dying by the no tires.
Absolutely.
Because they just didn't have the speed and the grip.
I have been a victim of taking no tires at Super Speedway. I came out and I was out front. I was the leader. And on the final lap, the guy behind me passed me and won right around the final turn. That was something I learned my lesson on. Do not take no tires.
What is it, lap 79? I don't know, 83, 84? I don't know. Let's see what they do. Let's say 83, 84.
21 at the line this time. We're on board with Jose. This guy's doing a heck of a job. I have a feeling, though, that he's very frustrated. And they go for the pits. Looks like, is that the 48 spinning out? That is the second time. Isn't that the second time that he has spun out trying to get into pit road? Terrible, terrible night for him based on pit road.
No yellow yet.
Absolutely devastating for him.
He is unghosted. Let's see if the 19 can get by, or the 88 can get by without hitting him. Okay.
88, yeah, I'm on board with 88. He got by just fine, but I'll tell you what, Lucky Dog has to be very frustrated.
The 12, the 4, and the 19 were all on pit road during that. And the 12 definitely took.
Rock, they're going to stay low. Let's just...
We have those guys coming back. I do believe that they did not take any tires, so that's going to be something that they have to worry about. We just talked about it. When you are taking no tires, your tires are just aching at this point. Coming to those final few laps, the people on fresh tires or even 2 tires, they're going to have a better running car, and they're going to catch up to you pretty fast. That's something that they're going to have to worry about.
The only way that strategy works is if they were able to latch onto this front group as they lapped them, and it doesn't look like they were able to. So that's that's probably the play they have to make. They had to make from that position. They had just lost too much ground for it to work.
Absolutely.
You want to go more dog now?
Not this
And you know,
lap.
that's
Let's
something
go,
that is interesting.
Let's go another lap or two.
The guys
We'll
in
give
this
us some
party,
less
you can
time on
hear
pit
them
road.
talking. They are not with the other drivers. The drivers behind them have zero clue on what they're doing. So this is something that these two drivers up in front, More Dog in the 3 and Rock NASCAR in the 31, they're gonna have to watch the guys behind them, give them some kind of cue that they're going in. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
Complete luck that we're together. My goodness.
You see
22
them.
getting lapped right here. Looks
Yeah.
like he'll want to latch onto this group and just save what track position he can.
Absolutely.
The 12's about to get lapped as well.
Tough race. Like I said, if you do not have help out here, it's going to be a tough race for you. It's not something that you want to see happen. Unfortunately, several guys got involved in an incident and no caution was called, so they had no choice but to run solo here. It's tough. We have the 3 car going in. Man, he goes in solo. 14 car going in with him. He might have to hook up with him. But
Daggone it.
it's going to be tough. Rock NASCAR stays out.
No. Oh, that might kill me.
More Dog and Wonder both pitting. We're on board with Pro Boss at the moment. I'm curious if these guys are going to go in this time around.
We have 7 cars in this front group, and we've traded out a couple of lead lap cars for some lapped ones.
Rock NASCAR is a
31
taker.
hits,
Pro Boss
the
trying to
nine-
make it in,
Ooh.
but has too much speed. Decides to back
And
out
Rock
of it.
Master all by himself, and it looked like these guys made a split decision watching him pit, and that kind of stacked them all up, and they lost a lot of speed. That might actually work out for him if he can get hooked up with these guys that just pit a second ago.
Man, that is a tough call. Not something that Rock NASCAR wants to see going in solo. Again, these guys are in here with me. Unfortunately, they cannot communicate with the guys behind him, so he's got to trust that hopefully they get that and he's going to go in. But unfortunately, they had too much speed and momentum and weren't able to go in. Pro Boss, you see those lead cars going in. The 22 car, that is a lapped car, staying out. Coltrane, what's up, man? Hope you're doing well. We're out here with Freaky Fast in that 4 car. A lot of these guys running solo. We're looking at 3 cars right now running solo. Hopefully he can attach with the guys in front of him and make something happen. It looks like the guy on the high side is letting off. He's going to try to connect with them, and hopefully we can get a 3 car pack moving and catch up to the guys in front of him. We have the 41 coming out of pits.
The 10, the 9, and the 1 got off pit road, and they are all pretty well together. That's that's really fortunate that the random timer gods were that kind to him.
Absolutely, but instead of working together, look at Pro Boss. I think Pro Boss is.
The 3 is going to have a lot of speed here.
I have a feeling.
Should be able to latch on. It's going to be real tight.
It is going to be tight. I have a feeling that Pro Boss made a move so that he is the lead car. 10 seems to be just a little squirrely here tonight, so that could have been a planned move here. 10 would be the pusher car, and Pro Boss on a wheel would be the guy leading the pack. Smart move on their part. Get out there, get the order set, and let's go.
Those 3 had the cleanest entry, but I'm really surprised they didn't lose more speed in that stack up that happened. Just really fortunate how things worked out for this front 3, and they did a great job getting onto pit road together and coordinating that. And those are going to be your three that are going to be racing for the win here if we don't get a yellow.
Absolutely. You see a couple of stragglers behind them and in front of them. I know they're just hoping they can get a sniff of that draft, but it is not looking like he is going to be able to. We're out here with Jose. He's got Rabbit right behind him. A 3-car pack here. Hopefully Rabbit will be able to push Jose and they can get these guys moving. But man, I'll tell you what, these guys are very, very spread out.
The front three, and then you have the 3-car slowly falling back, or not slowly, rapidly falling back by himself, and then a big distance to the 22, and it's just, there is not a lot of help to be found out there right now. These guys are, like you said, Frozen, very, very spread out.
Absolutely.
My pit partners must have sped on pit road. Is that what happened, Wonder? Rock?
Yeah, I got a penalty.
We have the 14 of Wonder, 31 of Rock NASCAR, and Freaky Fast out there in a 3-car pack. A lot of 3-car packs out here. And if you're not in the 3-car pack, more than likely, you're just out there running solo. And I keep saying it, guys, but man, I feel bad for those guys that did not get hooked up with the cars coming out of pit road. We have the 22 car. He's running solo. 12 car managed to finally find his way back after leading that whole first stage there. Ran out of gas, and ever since then, his race has gone downhill quickly.
The 48 of Lucky Dog has just gone a lap down after spinning out on pit road. He has had a race he would like to forget. As he falls in line behind this lead group, he'll probably just latch onto them and try to save what track position he can, and stay in that Lucky Dog position in case we get a yellow coming out. But I just don't know where a yellow is going to come from.
It is tough. Frozen. Yeah, everyone is so far spread out. Where's the caution going to come from? It'd have to be something pretty major.
We need a hot dog wrapper to blow out of the track ASAP.
We have debris. We'll see, though. That 9 car is leading this pack. J-Max, so who is the leader? Even we have Justin in production trying to figure out who the leader is, and even he is having a hard time.
The 9 of Pro Boss is the leader. Yep.
Okay.
That front 3 are your leaders.
So a great move on Pro Boss. They did a great strategy so far. We have 9 of Pro Boss, 10 of Expert Toaster, and the 1 of Sapper. All out here, these are your top 3. And the 48 car of Lucky Dog, who is a lap down, managed to sneak onto the back of this pack and is running with them. That's only going to help these guys. As long as they hold out like they are now, having this 4-car draft is definitely going to help these guys.
We're pulling them in, Rock, little by little.
I do believe once we hit the line, it's going to be 9 to go. 9 or 8 to go. So we're getting down to the final, guys. 8 to go. So this is to the point where it looks like J-Mac is going to be against these 3 guys up front. We're going to have Pro Boss against Expert against Sapper. Who's going to make the move? Who's going to go with the guy if they go high side? What are they going to do? Are they going to go 3 wide? It's going to be very interesting. And then you have Lucky Dog. Is he going to go with somebody? And what's he going to do? Very interesting.
And meanwhile, a couple of guys hit pit road. I believe the 12 hit pit road and the 31 both hit the pits.
Little bit of lag, it looks like, up here. We see the 9 car of Pro Boss doing just a little bit of mule kick. We're at 7 to go. Only a few more laps here. We're looking at the one car of Sapper just hanging back a little bit. I'm curious how much fuel these guys have. They should have enough. They should be okay. But Sapper's just comfortably hanging back off of that 10 car.
I mean, at this point, he's just logging laps. There's not really anything he can do. I mean, if he roots the 10 car out of his way, then that takes away the chance of the 10 car pushing him past the 9. So he's kind of in a rough spot right now because he has that dubious honor of pushing somebody to a win, unless he can find a hole and make it 3 wide.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure they're courting him right now.
I am in car with 43 of Jose. Not looking good for him. I don't know what happened to him. He's going to have some help coming up behind him. But right now, he is running solo. I don't know if he got kicked out of line or some kind of incident happened, but he does have help on the way. Looks like that is Wonder. And it looks like Freaky Fast, so these guys are going to get connected. Hopefully they can make some more moves, maybe catch that pack in front of them and gain more positions. Guys, we are headed to 5 to go. It is getting down to the wire here. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of movement coming into the final 2 laps here tonight. Going to be a lot of risky moves, and I think we're going to see Pro Boss. We're going to see Pro Boss make some defending moves here. And J-Mac, could you imagine if we saw a caution on these final laps? That would definitely shake things
make
up.
Things interesting. that would make things very interesting on this final stop, or for the final restart, and it would maybe bring fuel back into play if we got enough cautions. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
4 to go. They have just crossed the line. So far, these guys are still holding it. A great line out here. And Lucky is adding to the interest of this. I'm very curious who he's going to go with. Is he going to try to stay out of this battle and let those 3 battle it out? We've seen it where...
That is... that's a very interesting point, Frozen.
Exactly.
Does he bow out of the fight? Does he push somebody? What is his play here as the lapped car up here with this front group?
He could essentially make somebody a winner tonight and make somebody else a loser. So I'm curious what he's gonna do. Who's he gonna go with? Or is he just gonna stay out and say, you know what, I'm gonna pull off a little bit and let you guys battle it out? It's gonna be crazy. I don't know. I just keep getting a feeling that we're going to go 3 wide here. I know Pro Boss, and he's not going to give up that easily. He's going to definitely defend that.
2.5 laps remaining here, and you kind of have to wonder how early is too early, how late is too late. Expert Toaster has to time this right, and if he goes early, then he could get it wrong and take another stab at it. But if he gets it right, then that gives the guys behind him a chance. So it's just, and then vice versa. For if he goes too late, then, you went too late. So
I'm running out of fuel.
2 laps to go, and you hear it. Wonder is running out of fuel. Are you going to make it, Wonder?
To the pit.
It looks like the 14 is hitting.
He's going to have to go to the pits.
Oh! Too fast. Yep, that blew everything. Got it.
Sorry to hear that. That is not something that you want to see happening. He was running a great race tonight. Tough to see.
We'll have the white flag this time around, and we'll see what Expert Toaster's decision is here.
Here we go. We're coming up on the white flag. What's going to happen? This is it, guys. If you're going to make the move, you got to do it this lap. I'm curious, is Sapper going to go with Expert Toaster? Is Expert Toaster just going to hang back and make Sapper go out?
Sapper is giving a car length to Toaster, and Toaster is giving a car length to Pro Boss.
These guys are just setting up for a run. One car of Sapper getting a little loose. Here it is.
Toaster hanging back. He's going to try to make it side by side across the line. I think he waited too long, Frozen. I don't think he can make that gap up.
They're
He's
gonna
get
try it.
alongside of him, but it's too little, too late.
Toaster coming up on that outside, but it is too little, too late, like you said, J-Mac. We have Pro Boss, the winner here at the season opener of Daytona. Huge congratulations. Did we see who took second? Was it Sapper or was it Toaster?
I think Toaster beat Sapper across the line, but we'll have to check that with our production manager.
Crazy, crazy race. You know, they waited a little too long. I do believe that if he went out there a little earlier, if Sapper was able to go with him, he might have been able to take that. But man, I'll tell you what, Pro Boss, I said it, he was going to defend it, and that he did. He defended it and took home that first win of the season. Great job to him.
Judging by that slam draft Sapper gave Toaster on the backstretch, Sapper would have pushed him by. So, just like I said, it's just that weighing wins too late and wins too early, and I think he went a little too late there.
Absolutely. Your top 5 guys, we have Pro Boss, Expert Toaster, Sapper, More Dog, and Little Wing. That is your top 5 tonight. Great job to them. And I'll tell you what, they ran a great race and pit strategy came into play. Let's get the top 3 drivers in here and talk to them about strategy and everything else that happened during this race. They get these guys in here.
In that front pack. I got caught alone. Both of you.
Yeah.
I got caught alone there at the end. That's
See, Expert Toaster had the fastest lap out there.
How about that show, boss?
Good job, boss.
Great job.
Thank you. Good, great race. What a race. Oh, that was awesome.
Absolutely.
That's me. Lost my pit guys at the end
All
there.
right. We have you guys in here. Pro Boss. First, I want to say congratulations on that win. I knew, I called it. You're definitely going to have to defend your position and make sure that that you keep that lead, and you certainly did it. What got you out front? Tell me about your pit strategy.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we had a great strategy. The strategy was just kind of go as long as you can and make the shortest pit stop possible. Didn't take any tires, took a can of fuel, and we managed to just stay clean at the last stage there, and that's what's important. I had Toaster behind me and Sapper behind him, and we just kind of left him. It was a great little team effort there.
Absolutely. I mean, the communication between you guys, obviously you're working together, trying to decide. There was a point where I thought you were going to go into pit road. What happened there? I saw you come in and then kind of back off.
Yeah, there's that little
Groundhog.
we call it the groundhog. That kind of knocked me off, and I was just hanging on at that point. Wasn't time to pit, so we just kept on the track, kept it going.
You recovered well from that. That could have been something pretty bad, but you guys got back on track and kept going and came in together, out together, and off you went. So, man, great run for you tonight. Great strategy and
Thank you very much.
Good defending. Great win. Good job.
Thank you.
All right,
Good job,
J-Mac.
Yeah, good
Give
job,
our
Toaster.
second place.
Well, hey, Toaster.
Hey, what's going on?
Just watching racing. I guess congratulations on that second place finish. Tell us about the in laps there. Were you with that small of a group? Were you trying to weigh when you should go, when you should make your move, how you should make your move, and all that?
I was watching the cars behind us, and we had early on, I guess, when we just had that 3-car, I think it was Moordog was about 4 seconds behind us, and we started pulling away from him. I could only see him, and then whoever was behind him was like 11 seconds. So I kind of knew they didn't have any draft, and just figured I'd push Dale Earnhardt Jr. up there in front of me.
Yeah, he definitely looked like it. That
I know.
after that last round of stops, that was a very smooth job of coming onto pit road together and leaving pit road together. Were you saying a nice prayer to the RNG gods for the pit road timer, or did y'all coordinate that coming off a little bit?
I thought I sped going in, and then once I got in there, I was like, I don't know what Sapper or Boss is going to take. I'm like, all right, I'm not taking tires. I'm just taking a can, something that could, enough fuel to make it out, last out the rest of the race lap-wise. But, yeah, it was interesting.
So you guys didn't even discuss that together? You just happen to take the same strategy?
No, the
Very
rivalry
interesting.
is too deep. The rivalry's too deep. It really is.
Yeah, no.
It's very interesting. The crowd was so spread out tonight, and there was a lot of 3-car packs and then single file. So I honestly thought you guys had that planned. So interesting to know that.
No, our plan was to have a good race. And I think it was an awesome race by everybody. We had 2 cautions, and one of them was kind of inconsequential because it finished the stage, and
Right.
I think it was a surge lag. But yeah, I think it was a great first race opening of the season. Terrific.
Definitely.
That second stage was pretty wild. How wild, white knuckle was that trying to save and trying to make it to the end of that one? Because that was, we were all, biting our nails and burning our calculators up trying to see if y'all could make it or not.
That one was crazy. I mean, I was barely on the gas, and then I want to say Rock was leading in that second stage,
he was killing
or Rabbit maybe, but.
Yeah.
No, it became obvious, that everybody was saving fuel there. I had been already saving for a number of laps, and I didn't know how much fuel anybody else had. A couple of the guys in the party were saving, so I knew that. But outside of that, I was just trying to hold that draft and stay out of the gas pedal as long as I could. I didn't know if I was going to make it or not, to be quite honest.
I didn't know who was going to make it either, so it was very interesting to watch. Heck, a lot of y'all did, except for, I think all of y'all did. Well, the ended are yellow, so I guess it ended up not mattering too much, but that was the 12 that ran out of field. But anyways, congratulations on a good race. A very, very clean race by Daytona standards. So nice job,
definitely.
and enjoy that podium.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thanks for what you guys do,
Yeah,
too.
thanks, guys.
Oh, absolutely. It's a lot of fun. And that brings us to Sapper, the top 3. Again, congratulations. You ran a great race.
Thank you.
And so I'm taking it that you took fuel only for your last stop and probably a can. Is that what you did?
Yes, yeah, sure did. And
Yeah.
when I came out, I went in front of Boss and Toaster, and then I think I was a little bit slower getting in, so that allowed them to get out just in front of me. But I was able to stay in their draft and finish the race out.
Tell me, what was your plan? What were you thinking about coming to the final few laps, trying to make a move to get to that win tonight?
Well, actually, I laid back a little bit off of Toaster on that last turn, thinking that
And he
maybe
saw you.
I could get enough
He
run.
saw you.
He saw me, so he went high. So the only thing I could do at that point was hopefully finish second. So I went down below him and came up a little bit short.
It was close, though. It was close. I was curious who got second because you guys were very close side by side. But, man, I'll tell you what. You guys just ran a heck of a race tonight. Very, very low cautions. And like J-Mac was saying, for Daytona, that is absolutely amazing. So great job to you tonight. Pro Boss, go out and celebrate tonight on your win of the first race. And first win of the season. Absolutely incredible. Great job tonight.
Getting out of the blocks quick. Thank you very much.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course.
Thanks for hosting him, J-Mac.
Anytime.
Yes, thanks, guys.
No
You did an
problem.
awesome job.
Yeah, that sounded great from listening to you all race. You did fantastic.
Well, thank you,
Okay.
thank you. It's always a lot of fun. And Pure Downtown, we have a lot of guys out here that are just rooting for you guys. It's a lot of fun. Downtown is rooting out there for More Dog. We have a couple of people out here for Jose, for Pro Boss, for Rock. It's a lot of fun seeing all the fans out here. A huge,
We are
huge
off next
viewership
week.
tonight. Yes.
That's awesome.
we
We are off
have the-
next week, but we'll be back the following week.
Absolutely. And Pro Boss, what's the next race? Where are you going?
We're going to Atlanta, just like the big boys are. We're taking 1 week off for obvious reasons, and then we'll be back. The following week, Sunday night with Atlanta, and that's going to be a good one. We'll have qualifying on Saturday, and it's going to be another great race.
Awesome. I cannot wait. And I think we're pretty much out here for tonight. Thank you so much for allowing us to be in the booth announcing this race. It was a lot of fun. And J-Mac, thank you again for being here. We're going to have him here all season. It's been a lot of fun.
Hey,
It has
quick
Thank you,
shout out
guys.
Hey, quick shout out to Rabbit. Mitch was broadcasting, and Justin needed another feed. So in one of those cautions, Rabbit went in there and brought up his Twitch feed, and he actually he left
Took it like a
damage on.
champ. Yeah.
He left damage
Yeah.
on, and that's
R.I.P. Rabbit.
I'm sure he'd have been right up there with us.
Aw, yeah, definitely a huge shout out to him. He did so well that first stage, and a shame to see him fall back like that. But yeah, definite huge shout out to him.
He'll be back for Atlanta, I guarantee it.
All right, man.
Rabbit is a fast one, so
Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
absolutely.
Yes, he is.
All right, No Limit, thank you so much for the follow. We've had a ton of followers tonight. I really appreciate it. These guys are a lot of fun to watch. Be sure to tune in. We will be back 2 weeks from now. You heard it from Boss. We're going to take off for the Super Bowl, but we will be back at Atlanta in 2 weeks. So I hope to see you there. It'll be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, next stream should be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what we'll be doing yet, but we're going to have a lot of fun. And J-Mac, once again, it was fun, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
We'll do what I can.
All right, guys, take it easy. And again, thank you so much for joining, for all the follows, and for hanging out. I appreciate it. Wonder, thank you so much. You're awesome. Thanks for being in the booth. I really appreciate it. See you
And
guys
yes,
tomorrow night. Absolutely. I think most of them left, but yeah, huge shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. So take it easy. We'll catch you another day. See you guys later.